Philadelphia Eagles took Jihaad Campbell out of Alabama. Roll Tide. I'm not going to lie, guys. That is a shocking pick. Hell of a player. Hell of a pick. I'm surprised he even fell to us in this draft. This draft was really just interesting all around. I mean, Washington took a really good player in John Connerly. The Giants took Abdul Carter, which was a great pick by them. They ended up getting one of the best players in this draft. And then they move up, pay a haul to get Jackson Dart, so their quarterback of the future. We'll see how that plays out. Dallas took, Tyler Booker, the guard, and then Philadelphia lands with Jihaad Campbell. He was graded as the best linebacker in this draft. Inside linebacker. That is a pick that shocks a lot of Eagle fans because Howie Roseman, hell, even the Philadelphia Eagles in general, have not picked a linebacker or valued linebacker since ever. Right? Like, it just goes to show you, when it comes to the Philadelphia Eagles, when you think you know, you don't. You just don't. This football team has the wherewithal, the awareness to understand, hey, we can just let the draft board fall the way it needs to fall, and we're going to take the best player available at that point. And now, the cool thing about this player, Jihaad Campbell, is not only is he just the most, one of the more athletic players in this draft, arguably the best linebacker in this draft, but he's versatile. Right? A lot of players, I shouldn't say players, a lot of people believe he could play edge for Philadelphia. He could play inside. He could cover because of his athleticism. The guy can do it all. Again, the perfect Swiss Army knife for a coach like Vic Fangio. The Philadelphia Eagles stole Jihaad Campbell in this draft. I'm surprised he fell. I thought a team like, Atlanta would take him. I thought a team, potentially the Colts, could take him. But then Tyler Warren fell in the draft and they got him. I'm shocked that they took this player. I am incredibly happy that they took this player, but I'm shocked he was even available. It's certainly a surprise that he was available at 31. And help, we had to trade up a pick. We traded with Kansas City, one pick up, go from 32 to 31. We gave a 5th-round pick just to kind of say, hey, let's just guarantee we get this player. I'm all for it. Certainly all for it. And now Philadelphia, once again, has added more youth to this defense. And remember, Zack Baun is approaching the other side of 30. Right? And now, yeah, you have Nakobe Dean, who had a pretty bad patellar injury. But now, you know what? Campbell offers you the flexibility of, hey, if we need him to play edge, he can play edge. We have Jeremiah Trotter Jr. On the bench right now. Nakobe Dean, we liked what we saw when he's on the field. He's a good player, but he has a lot of injury history. So why not just reassure the linebacking room? But again, I didn't anticipate us taking Campbell here. I didn't anticipate us taking a linebacker at 32, 31, because when was the last time Philadelphia has ever done that? Practically, never. They probably haven't done that in a very long time. Again, the linebacker that they took in the first round was Nolan Smith, and he basically plays edge for us. So, quality pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. Jihaad Campbell is now going to be in the midnight green. Whew. I mean, come on, man. That's good stuff. We're going to talk about hits. We're going to talk about this draft, at least this first round draft, just a little bit more. Before we do that, this is the Riding the Bench Eagles podcast. I am your host, Asif Badi, and like you, I am a very, very pleasantly surprised and happy Philadelphia Eagles fan who talks about the birds only the Birds and nothing but the Philadelphia Eagles. So please do us a favor here. Help us grow this channel organically and be part of the discussion by shooting this video a thumbs up, commenting your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribing to the channel because it helps me get out to as many other fans out there who support the Eagles as much as possible. Also, check us out on audio platforms such as Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and leave us a 5-star review because it doesn't cost you a penny. Free stuff is good stuff, and subscribing to entertainment is fun. So we thank you for your overall support on the opposite side of the camera. What does this draft mean? Excuse me, as I'm eating, I'm going to be eating M&Ms because I'm enjoying the draft. I was doing a show before, and I like M&M minis. That's like my snack, a little bit of my vice. I have a sweet tooth, so I'm going to munch on some M&M minis. Getting a player like Campbell to fall to you in a draft that has a lot of interesting talent. Let me rephrase that. In a draft like this, where the talent gaps between the top 10 guys and from 11 to 32, while the gap isn't so big, environment matters, right? Environment, situation, fit matters. And taking Jihaad Campbell and putting him in a room with the veterans and on the coaching staff and the players with the pedigree and the culture that is in Philadelphia, you got to sit back and say, hey, you know what? Philadelphia just got that much more dangerous in this draft. Not to mention the fact that there's still players on the board here Philadelphia can go after that could be really, really high value picks. Again, I know the sexual assault allegations are out there, but Mike Green is still available. Nick Scarton is available. Jack Sawyer is available. Enzaraku is available. Will Johnson, the cornerback from Michigan, is available. And I know there's some injury concerns and there's some other things like that, but quality players are still on the board. Howie has all these draft picks that he could potentially use to move up into the second round and get a quality player. And getting a versatile Swiss Army knife like Jihaad Campbell. Again, a lot of the comps that people talk about him like is Zack Baun. And if that's the case, we all in Philadelphia should be ecstatic that we have another player like Campbell who's like Zack Baun. Like, that is as good as it gets for linebacker in the NFL. And when you put him with a coach like Vic Fangio, whose background is coaching linebackers, you have to sit there and say, hey, whatever ailments or whatever faults there are in the player, you have to think and get coached up by Vic Fangio and Bobby King and this coaching staff in Philadelphia. And you pair an athletic player like Campbell who's coming from a program like Alabama that has pedigree, that's been in big games before, right? And you pair them with the defensive line that we have with Carter, Davis, Nolan Smith, Jalex Hunt, Josh Uche, Azeez Ojulari, getting the depth pieces on this rotation for the defensive line. You pair him with Zack Baun. You get him in the room with Nakobe Dean and other players like this with, Reed Blankenship, Quinyon, Cooper. You get really, really athletic all over the defensive line, in the second level, and now in the back four. And again, this is just day one, but, people say that he's a little bit on the smaller side. People say that he may not be great against the run. You know what? Those things are technique issues. Those things can be coached up, being in position, making the right play, controlling your gaps. Campbell's capable of that. And you could coach that with Vic Fangio and Bobby King. And when you pair all of that talent with a player like him, you may have just gotten the best value in this draft outside of Tyler Warren, in my opinion. Tyler Warren falling to 14 is freaking unbelievable. Genuinely unbelievable. Jihaad Campbell falling to us is the best value in the draft. Again, he's versatile enough to play edge. He can play inside at linebacker. You could blitz him. He's athletic enough to drop back into coverage. And quite frankly, nobody in Philadelphia thought he was going to be there at 31, 32. Nobody. That's why every mock draft people did, outside of maybe a few as the days are coming up here, even thought this guy would be a Philadelphia Eagle. The only way I thought we would be able to get players like this would be to trade up in the draft. And we did. We moved up one spot. I thought we would have to trade up a monstrous amount just to get a player like him. But the board falls where the board falls. And, a buddy of mine, my friend Justin, who does the Riding the Bench Colts podcast, texted me. He's like, man, your team's so damn lucky to get a player to fall to this freaking pick. And I'm like, it ain't my fault that other teams are drafting other players and you got Jihaad Campbell sitting there on the board and you decide not to take him. I did a show with another group of podcasters, a bunch of Indian guys, who watch football. One's an Eagle fan, one's a Packer fan. NFL Masala, check them out. They're funny guys. We're listening to the pick. Jihaad Campbell gets taken, and I'm shocked that we even got him. And everyone's just like, oh my God, they keep getting away with it. They keep doing it. They keep getting away with it. Again, why are you hating? That's not our fault. It ain't our fault that the rest of the league has just decided to let good players fall in the draft. Not my problem. Not your problem. The Philadelphia Eagles are sitting there and they're saying, hey, we got the best value in the draft at 31 with Jihaad Campbell. And, now our defense, at least on the front seven, every level of the defense has elite athleticism. That's what you look at in Philadelphia. Elite versatility, elite athleticism. Plus, with arguably the best defensive coach in football in Vic Fangio outside of Steve Spagnuolo. You know what I mean? Like, I'm shocked. Again, I came to the show not expecting to talk about Jihaad Campbell. Like genuinely, this is right after the draft. It's late at night. I did not expect to talk about Jihaad Campbell. I mean, I was prepared for Mike Green. I was prepared for Walter Nolan. I was prepared for, trading back. I was prepared for James Pierce potentially, but not Jihaad Campbell. What a hell of a day to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, ain't it? Right? In a draft, like you said earlier in the show, that you have to look at it and just take what's best available. 31, Jihaad Campbell is the best value in this draft. Philadelphia stole this player in this draft thus far. And now you got the second round and the third round to look and develop and build depth on the defensive line, getting tight end, getting more youth and athleticism throughout the roster here. It's a hell of a day to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Hell of a day for Jihaad Campbell. Congratulations to him. I doubt he will, be disappointed in his stint in Philadelphia. He's going to be welcomed with open arms. And kudos to Howie Roseman, Vic Fangio, and Nick Sirianni once again. For, again, just playing the draft as well as anybody once again, letting the picks come to you, not being overzealous, being patient, being calculated. And now you're sitting here getting a freaking athletic freak who could play the edge, who could play inside linebacker, who could drop back into coverage, and you pair him with a guy whose comp he has is Zack Baun, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, J-Legs Hunt. And then on the back end, you got Cooper, Reed Blankenship, and Quinyon Mitchell. And who knows what Philadelphia is going to do for the rest of the draft to address the secondary, to address the rest of the defense. Bravo. Bravo, bravo, bravo. I don't know what anyone else thinks about this player. Leave your thoughts in the comments section below, because I'm curious as to what everyone else is feeling about this pick. Me, I'm excited about this pick. I'm surprised about this pick. I'm shocked at this pick. But I am damn happy that we have Jihaad Campbell in Philadelphia. Fly, Eagles, fly, baby. Go Birds.
Hey. Thank you so much for watching the Riding the Bench Eagles podcast. If you want to continue to support the channel, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. Also, check us out on Instagram and TikTok at Riding the Bench Eagles Pod. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it, we're on there. Thank you so much for listening, and please join us next time here at the Riding the Bench Eagles Podcast.